Hello out there, this is Cammie White, and you're listening to Rushdown Radio.
Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Rushdown Radio. I'm Michael, and I'm here at ASIN 2019 on day 3, and I'm joined with a very special guest. Her name is Caitlin Glass. She is a voice actress extraordinaire, and yeah, can you introduce yourself for everybody?
Hi everybody, as just mentioned, I am Caitlin Glass. I'm a voice actress. Most people know me as Winry Rockbell from Full Metal Alchemist, or Haruhi Fujioka from Ouran High School Host Club. You can currently hear me as Mina Ashido in My Hero Academia.
Ooh, so many good voices. So many good characters in voice.
Thank you.
So how'd you get started in voice acting?
I started voice acting in 2004. I have a degree in theater from the University of Texas at Arlington, and I went on a tour of Funimation Studios while still in college, and that's where I met a director who auditioned me on the spot, and a few days later, I was voice acting.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not really how most people get into it, but that's how it happened for me. It took about 6 months of just being there on occasion, doing little bit parts here and there, and then I was cast as the lead in a show called Spiral.
Oh, okay.
And then I was around the studio more and more, and was asked to audition for a Full Metal Alchemist at the end of 2004.
Wow, okay.
And then I was Winry, and then the rest is history, I guess.
So how'd you get the role of Cammie? Because that's like one of my favorite roles of yours. Like, it's
Thank
iconic.
you. I guess I'd been voice acting for only about 4 years, three or 4 years, and just through some networking connections from going to conventions, meeting other studios, meeting other directors, I was invited to audition for Street Fighter 4, which at the time there hadn't been a new Street Fighter game in about 10 years, so it was very high profile and very hush-hush. I really did not think that I would get it. I'm based in Dallas, and I knew that this company was in Los Angeles, and I thought, surely they'll just have a real British actress, or they're just people that are far more experienced than me. But I still gave it all that I had, and I really enjoyed the audition, and then I booked it, and I've been Cammie ever since.
So how did you prepare for the role of Cammie?
The main thing is just brushing up on the British accent and talking to the director about how they wanted the accent to sound. Working on that, I think, was the most important thing, so that when we came in, I didn't have to think about that aspect, and I could just focus on the emotions that she's playing. When you do a video game like Street Fighter and there are multiple language tracks, it's extremely important to match the length of the other language's track. So a lot of our time was spent getting lines to fit in the same amount of time.
Gotcha.
So you don't have time to be thinking about your dialect and things like that. So that's how we prepare. We listen to the Japanese performance, and then immediately after I repeat whatever the English words are supposed to be, and you do that one cue at a time.
So, what would you say is the most challenging part of fighting game, voice acting?
Of a fighting game?
Yeah.
The most challenging part is that you don't have any images to work with.
Okay.
I mean, I knew what Cammie looked like because I played Street Fighter growing up, so I know entirely who she is. But being used to working in anime where you get to watch scenes and watch the animation of what your character's face looks like, to match your voice to the emotions on their face. We didn't have that kind of stuff.
Wow.
The most we had sometimes were some animatics for the cutscenes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so an animatic is not a fully realized image. It's like watching storyboards go by,
Gotcha.
basically.
So you kind of have to fill in the blank a lot of times with it. Wow, that's... Was a lot of pressure to do Cammie since there hasn't been a lot of, I would say, prior source material to go off of?
Source material, you mean an English voice?
Yeah.
I didn't think of it that way. I didn't concern myself with anybody else's performance because this was the Cammie that, Capcom chose.
Yes.
So it's whatever the heck I did in my audition, that's what they liked, so I'm going to focus on that.
That's good.
Yeah.
So let's switch roles to another game you did was Tales of Zestiria. We did the voice of Rose.
Yes.
So how'd you get the role for Rose in Zestiria?
How did I? I believe that Bandai Namco, with the Tales series, they don't like to reuse actors from one game to another because you never know how those worlds might collide in the future.
Gotcha.
So they'd done a number of Tales games at that point, and directors that I knew in Los Angeles asked if they knew other people from different regions that would be a good fit to audition for the next Tales game. So I was invited, and I read for Rose, and I read for Alicia, and I read for pretty much any female in the game. But Rose is who I got.
Love the performance. She's like my favorite character in the game. So
thank you.
So what's like the biggest difference between doing a voice acting for an RPG and a fighting game?
Oh, RPGs have a lot more talking. For example, another RPG I did was Xenoblade Chronicles the X,
yes.
and I play Alma. That was about 40 hours or more of just me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of talking.
Yes. Whereas, say, Cammy in Street Fighter 4 and also in Street Fighter 5, like when you're first, she has a lot of story to tell. That was maybe 8 or 12 hours total. And with 4, each time they put out a new version, the arcade version, the super ultra extravagant whatever version, there would be more story to tell, so it would be another 2 or 4 hours. But all together, in the whole of everything I've ever recorded for Street Fighter, does not add up to one RPG game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was there like a big difference between doing the animation that came out later for Tales of Vesperia?
It was, but I really honestly enjoyed the animation a lot more than working on the game, again, because I had images to work with.
Yeah.
Now, in an RPG, you will oftentimes have video to see, at least for the cutscenes, but the stuff where it's just the dialogue, the stuff they say as you, the player, are wandering through the world, we don't know what we're looking at when we're talking about it. So it was great to do the anime Tales of Vesperia because we could see things. Yeah. That was awesome.
So, you have like advice for like up and coming or amateur like voice actors who want to get into the business?
The most important thing is to be a skilled actor. That's really it. To my mind, I'm also a director, and so I'm always interested in knowing how much training an actor has had, and if they just have good acting chops, because everybody's got a voice, but that doesn't mean that everyone should be a voice actor.
That's
the
true.
Most important word is actor. So take all the acting classes that you can and be in stage productions and learn how to take direction from different types of people.
Some good advice. You have any projects coming up that you can actually say right now, or does not have to be NDAs involved?
Oh yeah, I'm not in anything voice-wise that I can't talk about, but the main thing I do nowadays is direct. Okay. So I'm currently directing the new Fruits Basket for Funimation, and also a show called Fairy Gone by my favorite studio, and that's PA Works. So I mainly work in anime, but that's what I'm working on right now. Okay.
I have one last thing. A lot of Cammy players are going to be playing at a tournament next weekend.
Oh, it's good luck, you guys.
Yeah, for Combo Breaker, they're really excited. So do you have any encouraging words for them? All the Cammy mains out there?
Sure. I would say to Cammy mains out there, I do wish you the best of luck, but do remember at the end of the day, it is a game and it's meant to be fun. So if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Oh my God. It's the greatest thing. Thank you so much for being on the show with us. Quite welcome. We're so excited to have you. Thanks a lot for having me. This has been awesome. If anybody wants to keep up with me, feel free to follow me on all the social media. I am Caitlin's Voice, Caitlins Voice, on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram, all the things.